Lucy here to let you know that Dungeons, Drive-Ins, and Dice can get pretty rowdy. One time they went to some place called Pleasure Tower and they wouldn't let me come or even tell me about it, so I know firsthand that their adventures here aren't always for us young ones. Content warnings can be found in the episode descriptions. Did I do a good job?
Last episode, we left on a mission and found Lucy aboard the ship and continued on our way. We found a sort of ship graveyard, the remnants of a big battle between two groups or more. From what we can see, it's just a really large battlefield with ships ranging in size from Delta-sized ships down to, single crew aircrafts such as your size. You have entered into one on the outskirts from the direction that you have come up from. You've seen the blip of something more out there in the radar, but it seems to have some sort of stealthing component to be able to go under your radar. But you know something's out there, a ship of some kind. But it doesn't seem to be focused on you. It seems to be sort of going in between these larger ships. In the ship that you're in, it is a ship that is, dead and floating in space, but at a vertical angle. You guys are parked in the ship bay. BBW and Lucy are in the actual ship bay with the ship. Carl, Cola, and Slippy have gone through the ship to find a... it's about the size of maybe like a forearm-sized shoebox, and with Cola's extra intel, you know that this, or things like it, are used to insert and affect and change, like limb implants, be that arm, leg, tentacle, whatnot, as long as it fits into the box. The box can affect that implant. And yes, on your way out, you woke up a horde of these, I don't know, alien creatures, I guess is the best to call them, but they're about the size of a football and they bounce around with open mouths that tear through your suits really easily. They bounce around and bounce off of the various walls. They seem to just have the ability to very quickly maneuver their position in this space. But they're flooding down the hall at Carl, Cola, and Slippy, who are bolting back towards the ship bay. BBW, you're here with Lucy in the ship bay. You have control over the door. You hope that your team is running towards you. You don't particularly know. You and Lucy are here, and there are a few of these alien creatures bouncing around in the room. They seem to be attacking the hull of your ship, but more specifically the windshield of your ship, and Lucy has just shot and killed one of them, and that is where we find ourselves. I'm going to pick that up with Carl, Cola, and Slippy, who have just heard this cacophonous pinging down the hall behind you, and as you turn back, you see this flood of these alien critters bouncing down the hall at you.
Well, do you have anything in your robot body that would help us barricade a door? I say as I'm space swimming downwards. What kind of tricks do you have in your body? I'm so scared.
I'm going to try and delay answering that question by spouting lore about these things.
I thought you were going to spout lore about Slippy.
Wow. That's really bad. That's a snake eyes. That's a total of 3.
Never in your entire career have you come up against anything with a physiology such as this.
But I've got to be able to make some assumptions, though, incorrect as they may or may not be. What can I assume about these things?
Yeah, they're vegetarian. They don't eat anything other than plants.
True.
Guys, don't worry.
You can assume
Their teeth are
that
rubber.
Cola makes the easy and quick assumption that creatures like this obviously exist in colonies. Maybe in colonies of large size of creatures of this size. Like you might deal with 1,000 of creatures this size, but you're not dealing with anything bigger, right? So you feel safe in that assumption, at least, that no matter how many of these small ones there can be, your ship could easily blast apart these small ones if you can get into your ship. Carl can too, but as Carl may run out of ammo, your ship, I guess, as far as we're concerned, has a sort of less limited ammo.
The fact that he asked for wrong assumptions makes that the most foreboding thing ever. Don't worry,
That's
there
why I
definitely
smiled, 'cause
aren't
there's not
any
really a way
bigger
around that.
ones, and you're safe.
We all know you failed as hard as you could.
They're all small.
You're safe and everything around you is exactly as you know it to be.
Okay.
You won't be surprised in the near future.
Okay.
Well, Slippy won't.
Yeah.
Slippy is never surprised. Slippy always knows what's coming, and he hates it.
He's just groaning deeply the whole time. Ah.
I do have my body can do one thing,
Yes.
but it can't help you.
Oh,
It can help me.
your hips not lie.
I can teleport myself,
Fuck you.
but only myself back to the ship.
Well, if you get back to the ship,
And you could
can
blast away the bad things with
make
us
sure
and next to
it's
them.
locked down and that the crew is ready to leave.
So Cola disappears. Cola's no longer there.
Oh, you do this.
I know.
No, okay.
I was making a joke.
No, this is, I will say, this is now that I'm aware that it is a thing I can do, it's in my back pocket. Worst comes to worst, I can always port right out.
But you can't. Can you port back?
This 2-piece machine can be used to instantly teleport yourself from one piece to the other. I assume default, I would leave that one of those pieces on the ship.
Okay.
Is that like, yeah?
Yeah.
And the
You
other
can.
piece
So
is
I
on
guess my
me.
thought is, if you can bring the piece with you, or you can leave it behind so that you can teleport back. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yeah.
Besides that, and just making your way forward, is there anything the three of you have to do in this situation besides escape as fast as possible?
It doesn't seem like a good idea to go into the vents. It seems like an actively bad idea.
The other immediate thought would be, I mean, Carl can shoot as many times as he's got bullets, but also we're in a spaceship.
What?
But you
what
aren't
is
confined
the-
by the normal rules of not shooting in a spaceship because you're in your space suits. Like you're not worried about popping a hole in the spaceship.
Okay, so if we just blow a hole in this thing, okay.
Yeah, I can
There's a lot of holes in
spray
the
him away
spaceship,
while
yeah.
we're going.
Is there any power still in this ship? Any power at all?
As we've seen so far, BBW has accessed some of the power, but he has had to give up some of his power each time. So like it's a pretty hefty load to get the power rolling in the ship, but somehow the power lines are connected. The ship would not, you know this from looking at it, no fucking way it would run as a ship, but you're getting you've gotten some power running in some portions of the ship.
Well, then as we go through a bulkhead, Slippy's just gonna shoot the control panel with his big gun. And he's gonna position himself where the recoil of the big gun is gonna shoot him further away.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I rolled with my bonus a 13. So later, bitches, I'm leaving. I don't care if the door shuts or not. I'm shooting it and going further faster.
Carl,
Boom.
Cola, give me a defy danger dexterity.
It's 14, motherfucker.
Nice.
You can't fuck with this octopus.
You got what'd you
He's
get, an
high
8,
enough level.
Gabe?
Mm-hmm.
Slippy turns around and pulls out his big gun and goes to fire it. But his two dudes are right in his two allies, Carl and Cola, are right in the line of the spread. You know, Slippy's used this a couple times now, and realizing that how vast and widespread its danger can be, has at least paid attention enough to know that his allies are in that spread right now. So he waits just a few moments for them to clear most of it. Yeah, Slippy, why don't you just roll me damage? Cola, you're able to make it through. Slippy's gun goes off and hits the bulkhead door, and there's a surge of electricity over the face of this panel. And you're able to just slide through the door. You are peppered with some of this buckshot as you fly away from the creatures and through the bulkhead door before it slams shut.
3 gun damage.
3 gun
3
damage?
gun damage.
There you go, 3 gun damage. You float safely through the door. You folks are about halfway to the ship bay. You hear several repeated slams of these creatures into that door. The first few seem sort of laughable, but after 10 to 15 to 20 of them just repeated slams into the door, you can see the door starting to dent and give way in the center.
There's no sound in space, but if there was sound in space, we would hear the bulkhead go, which is the worst sound in the world to hear in a spaceship.
BBW, we're back to you. You stand in the open doorway between the ship bay and the rest of the ship where you know your party entered from. Lucy is hiding behind some barrels. She's just stood up and shot her gun over the barrels and blown up one of these creatures. And the rest have begun their assault. So there are 4 more of these creatures, I believe, up on this windshield. And 2 of them leap off their foothold, like kick off directly at Lucy. And she's got 2 coming at her. What do you do?
So I think I'm still at the door. I'm supposed to be turning off and on, right?
Yeah, this door
I
that
don't
you
remember.
have set up is now like a button press to get to close when your party rolls through. So once your party rolls through, you can press a button and close this door. Yes, that's that door. They could also press the button if you just shouted at them, "Hey, press the button," as they, go through the door.
If this is the button that thing's already working, I can totally just leave it alone for a bit. But since my arms are very retractable, I'm just gonna just kind of move the rest of my body away while my arm kind of stays there.
Okay.
So
I don't know
once I
how far
move
you can
towards
get.
the
Maybe
ship,
like 5-7
me
feet.
neither. Any distance is fine. Let me try to take a closer look at the ship so I can try to use.
Yeah, there
What
are
was
2
it?
of these creatures still slamming their heads into the windshield of the ship. Like I said, the other 2 are about mid-air coming at Lucy.
I'm gonna try to use my laser beam on one of them. Try to get it away from Lucy at the very least. I'm gonna
Yeah.
roll 2 operations. How's a 6 doing?
Really good for your growth as a character, but not great
Oh, I
for
bet.
the situation at hand. Your laser beam goes just clear in between the 2 of them, and they continue their ascent. You hear another very loud discharge of energy from Lucy's gun, and one of them blows up in the air, but the other is going to blast right by and right into Lucy, knocking her off her feet, and she kind of rolls across the ground a little bit, pops right back up. This thing has rebounded off of the ground and is now coming at you. Not only is this one coming at you, but one of the other ones on the windshield has stopped what it's doing and has started coming at you. And because of all of that, you also hear that one kicks off the windshield and starts coming at you. There's still one on the windshield smashing away, and you hear a little sound of energy diffusion, and the ship's shields disperse across the ship. And the next hit, you hear the sound of glass being struck. So it's like a chinking into the glass now. Carl, Cola, Slippy, anything extra that you want to do besides just quickly making your way down the ship?
Has that bulkhead given way yet? Is that bulkhead still holding on behind us?
I don't know. Actually, to me, it feels like you guys have sort of shored up your problem for the time being.
We could make a bomb. Because they can't rebound if there's nothing for them to rebound off of.
True.
Or if they don't have a body to rebound with.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, if you want to stop and make a bomb.
Hey, Cola, I know your purview is sort of like creatures and all that kind of stuff, but have you ever made a bomb? Did you ever read the Space Anarchists Hollow book?
Space book.
I have a +1
Space boat.
intelligence, so I
Great. So together we have a +1 intelligence. Awesome.
All right.
Let's go for it. Let's make a bomb together.
You guys want to stop and make a bomb?
High danger intelligence. We're gonna make. I'm gonna make an observation first, and I'm gonna see if there's anything bomb adjacent or in the nearby area,
And then I'm
and
going
then
to
you
make a
make the
bomb
bomb
out of it.
Yeah. All right. So let's see what Slippy can find here. Oh, all right.
All right, that's a 10 plus discern realities.
Which is wisdom.
Yeah.
+1. That's an 11.
Okay.
Is there any bomb materials around here? We got any C4 or plastic
Is this discern
explosives?
realities? Ask. You have 3 questions.
What here is useful and valuable?
Yeah, that's the good one.
You take a second with the extra time you've given yourself to peek over the map. I feel like this is the best way to know like where you're at in the ship and what's around you. There are 2 options for you. One, you know that there's enough supplies and gear back in the storage shed at the very, very back of the ship. You'll have to bypass the actual ship bay, but there's definitely enough stuff there to make it. There is a closer route to the weaponry room that you folks have not gone through, and there might be something in there for you. There often is, but who knows at this moment because you haven't been into that room. But it is closer and on the way.
Hey, Carl, how do you feel about going to the weaponry room?
I've got everything I need,
Cole and I
but
have discussed it. We want to make a bomb.
I'm down. I'm down to see what else is on this ship.
Yeah, there could be some rare tech.
There could also be some monsters hiding in the weaponry room waiting to eat us.
Oh, you're right. But that is all the more reason to make a bomb.
It's okay, because I brought my gun.
If nothing else, it will stop being my problem.
And
We can shoot a couple of them, just not all those.
My big gun.
2 big guns and 2 fists.
All right, so
Just like Lord of the Rings.
to the weaponry room. You folks can make your way down the hallway as quick as you can to a room, and with an easy amount of effort, pry the door open and peer into a room not unlike the training area back at the Delta Guild. Carl has spent much time in here. Slippy has spent much time in here. Cola hasn't had the chance to spend much time in here, but may have seen it.
I know what a weapon room looks like.
Give me another question.
What here is not what it appears to be.
As Slippy peers into this room, he sees several of these creatures just posted up on the wall, seemingly sleeping. Your prying open of the door did not wake them, but there are about 5 in this room on different walls.
All right, I whisper to Carl, I'll take 1 and you take the other 4. Does that sound fair?
Sure, on 3. 1,
All right.
and Carl's going to shoot all 5. That is a 13.
Cole is
Nice.
just gonna stand there with his fists up, just ready to. If they
Yeah,
come
that's
at
good.
us, he's gonna punch them.
When you volley, you can spend extra ammo before rolling. For each point of ammo, choose extra target. Roll once and apply damage to all targets. Okay, so just a d10. That's 6 damage, 2 piercing, and I think it's +1 damage. Yeah, so 7 damage, 2 piercing to all 5.
Carl
killed
makes
me.
this funny joke about you get 4, I get what, haha, or whatever, and kills all 5 of them with 5 quick trigger pulls.
Slippy would still pull the trigger if he was able to be surprised. So he saw the I can serve his hand and start looking for bomb materials.
We scan back over to BBW. BBW, there are 2 of these creatures flying through the air at you. Lucy is kind of trying to get to her feet. It looks like she's had the wind knocked out of her, but other than that, she seems okay.
Well, laser beams, BBW see that they have no effect on them. Say, oh god, these are powerful. So he's gonna try to grab one of them that's coming at him instead, and
Just
you know
like
what, before he
physically
does that-
grab it.
yeah, physically good. But before he does that, I want to roll the spout lore on the thing. I want BBW's like looking at this thing, how like rebounded, and he's looking at how like fleshy it is. He wants to know how edible it is.
Okay.
This is what I'm gonna spout lore about. That is a 7, straight up.
I'll say that you know that these things are pretty fragile. Every time you guys hit them, they seem to explode. Most of the things you've hit them with are like plasma guns, beam that you shot. Cola's fists, but Cola has some, special shit going on in his fists. It's not just like a blunt force, it's not just like a punch. There's like something special behind that. They hit the wall really hard and bounce. So it seems as if they are able to take some sort of blunt force trauma without too much damage to their internal organs, but other things sort of cause them to burst. While they're alien to you, there's nothing about their outside that says it wouldn't be edible.
BBW makes a note of avoid rapidly high temperatures.
You don't want to
Am I able
burn
to
it.
grab it? Yeah, of course. Am I able to grab it now? Or
Oh
try to
yeah,
grab
give
it?
me a defy danger
Oh.
strength.
That's a 9.
Yeah, you're able to grab it, but it has these we've described as like spindly jointed legs, and those things are gonna whip across your arms as you grab it for 4 points of damage. So maybe 1 point of damage. The other, you hear a loud bang, and the other one blows up right before it hits you. And you see behind it Lucy blowing smoke off of her barrel. She's like, "We're almost done."
She's
and
blowing smoke off of a barrel in a spacesuit. It's very funny.
Yeah, and the
She
smoke
just fogs
even
up, just fogs up
wafts.
her suit.
Wait, if we're underwater, how can there be a fight?
Oh no.
Wait a minute.
She turns her attention towards the other on the windshield, and you have this one in your hands. We're back at Cola, Slippy, Arl. The three of you are digging through this room. Slippy, give me your
Arky.
last question.
What should I be on the lookout for?
Oh.
Bomb stuff? Is there bomb stuff?
You folks are looking through this room for some bomb supplies. You find most of what you need, and upon further inspection, really all you need is an ammo pack. Like, you could get it from something else, but nothing in here has that on it. And as you've piled all this together, you just need like the charge from an ammo pack to kick this off. The bomb
Do I think
itself.
I need a full ammo pack?
No, not a full ammo pack.
Fuck yeah, I have an ammo pack that has 4 shots in it left. It's perfect.
Sure, that's great. That's fantastic, as long as it has something in it. The thing you should be on the lookout for is you hear a groan and a crash down and back out that hallway from above you, and Slippy knows instantly that that is the bulkhead door that has broken open.
Hey guys, we should get this bomb going. I want to be able to leave before we set this thing off.
I mean, that usually is the point of a bomb. Yeah, I'm with you on this.
Yep.
If I can't make
Great,
it
I'm
out,
glad
I'm
we
gonna
all
kill
went
us
to the same bomb
all.
school.
There's really only 2 bomb schools.
We're all well versed in bomb etiquette. All right, let's boogie. This thing doesn't weigh anything, so it's really easy for me to bring with me.
Have we already made?
Someone give me a defy danger wisdom to make this bomb. You have all the pieces, so I'll give you a +1 because you have everything you know you need for it.
Can I make a case for intelligence?
Yes, you can, for sure, 100%.
All right. That's a 14.
Yeah, Cola's able
It's
to
such a
just
good
fucking
bomb.
whip this stuff together. He breaks pieces off of other tech in the room and straps it together with duct tape. And the last piece, the cherry on top, is
Crazy.
the ammo canister. Cola, how does this bomb detonate? Is it a timer detonation? Is it a contact detonation? Or is it a button detonation? And I'll give you free,
it's got a standard
free roam with
and
it.
it's
because-
there's no fire in space.
It's I think it's a button detonation. I think Cola's in a hurry, so Cola basically like duct taped a canister of explosives, as many power cells as he could get together. You know, some ammo magazines, like just sort of whatever he got that looked like it was weapons grade. He duct taped it all together and wired it to his communicator. Yeah, it's basically cell phone detonation. Is like
Perfect.
he says, Slippy, you text me when you want the bomb to go off. And he just sort of puts it in the
I'll
in the
test it now.
doorway, and away we go.
I was about to text you the shopping list, so I'm glad I didn't do that yet.
Does that take
What?
Cola's communicator to do?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
All right.
He's in a hurry.
I
Like,
ha-
that's sort
Sure.
of how it goes.
No, I love this.
I have for some reason I feel like Lucy has my communicator.
Lucy.
Yeah, because you had to use mine earlier, didn't you?
Slippy is running away from Cola. Slippy, as soon as he says, "Hey, the 6-year-old or whatever has my communicator, gotta go by."
Cola's also running. Cola like
He's got the bomb though.
no, he puts it down.
Oh, nice. Okay, good.
Yeah, he's gonna bowl it towards the door, just sort of.
Oh yeah.
And away it goes. And Cola's
Away
not,
we go.
Cola's not sticking around. He yells
Yeah,
into
out.
the void. He just, someone text me
Not yet.
soon.
You guys whip around the corner. Cola tosses the bomb up, and you folks jet down towards the ship bay. BBW, you have this one in your hands, and Lucy's focus has turned towards the other. What are you doing with this one in your hands?
BBW is gonna use his eyes to like flash a picture real quick, and he's gonna text that to Cola.
Oh my god. Okay. That's incredible,
hears
BBW.
this.
I cannot tell you how much I love what you supply to this story. I think I have to immediately flip back to because that's perfect. That's perfect. We're getting into
What
it.
did BBW just do?
BBW just texted you a picture of the creature he's holding.
Fuck me. I had something cooking up.
No, I
That's
know.
okay.
That's why I love this.
That's the way it goes.
You fucking toss the bomb up, and you guys push yourselves down in the maybe the creatures are just coming out of the bulkhead door. We're in a beautiful moment of slow mo.
Sounds like we're gonna have to defy some danger here.
And
Yeah,
you
a lot of
feel
danger.
Pretty good in the way that this is gonna work out for you. And then the
Then I
bomb
received my test code.
immediately explodes. You folks are not but 30 feet from it, maybe, as it blows up. And Cola put no sort of, safety in this as to the size of the explosion because he hoped and truly thought that he would be off.
This is a very unsafe bomb. We made it in.
It's a bomb.
Carl, Slippy, Cola, defy dangers. I'd imagine dexterity, but if you have some, it could be Constitution, or if you have another idea of what it could be.
Of course, my first fail is getting exploded with a goddamn makeshift grenade.
I'm totally fine. I rolled an 11.
Yeah, Slippy has an 11 dex save, and I have a 10 con save.
Oh hell yeah!
Sorry, Carl. We know it wasn't your idea. But
I just curl up into a ball and float through space.
and I curl up into a ball over Cola.
Perfect. The two of you are blown just down the hallway by this blast. This rocks the whole station. BBW, right when you text that message, there is a big explosion that causes this whole station to sort of rock. The creature goes right by your head as you like rock and shake to the side. Carl, you are blown. You are the closest one
The smithereens.
when it happens. First, you take 6 points of damage. You are sucked into the force of this implosion before, and you're flung through the hole and out into the hole it creates in the ship and out into loose space.
Shit.
In which you
How's your spacesuit looking?
are just floating. It is singed and
6 points of
Nano
damage
armor.
is not super intact.
but you
How much
are
health does a spacesuit have?
fine.
We don't need to breathe anyway.
Anyway, Carl is floating through space, singed but awake. A lot of these things are scattered, just loosely floating away at the whatever force they got hit from the explosion with. Cola and Cookie, you guys are blasted down the hall, and I think that
Cola and Cookie have never met.
you end up actually slamming into the corner
Cola
of
always wanted to meet.
the walls that lead to a door just outside of the shipping bay. So the two of you are here, and you bounce and swim a little bit and grab the door and push yourselves into the shipping bay, and you see BBW standing here holding one of these creatures, and Lucy is doing another of the joke of the blowing the smoke off the barrel in space, as the last one on the windshield is just sort of blood on the windshield.
Hey, Cola, I just want to say really quick, it's really lucky that you and I did not get blown into space because neither of us have our communicators.
You're absolutely right.
I miss Carl.
You guys come get me.
What happened?
Yeah, whatever you. So your text message was so bombed that it blew up the ship. We gotta
I
go.
didn't.
Carl's outside.
Yeah, Carl's in
Went
the
for a walk.
void.
Yep.
Oh,
We gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
Carl's gonna keep going for that speed forever, so we gotta get going.
Yeah, we've got like a minute to catch him.
well,
Spaceship goes faster, probably. I hope so.
Carl, I'll
God, I
say
hope
that
our
the
spaceship
angle
goes
at which you're
faster.
moving, you know that eventually you're gonna slam into another one of these ships. So it's something for you, but
Ugh.
what is that? Like,
Getting slammed full force into another spaceship from an explosion. Oh.
what is that?
Ugh.
Like 2 explosions worth of damage.
Welcome to Deader Space.
Deader space.
it's space.
But yeah, you guys do have one of these creatures in BBW's hands, and you hear Lucy say, "Hey guys, we should probably get out of here."
No, Lucy, I want to stay.
Why?
Don't listen to him. I fully agree. BBW, can you put that creature in one of your compartments?
Oh,
Is it eat
gonna shove
BBW
it
from
in.
the inside?
Probably not.
Okay.
I hope not. He's gonna shove it in.
Much
to
less
himself.
likely to eat him from the inside than any of us.
Well, yeah, I only have one compartment, and you don't want it.
Give
There.
me
I
a
don't want it there.
defy. Are you trying to keep it alive?
No,
Talking about my
Give me a
ass.
defy danger Constitution, BBW.
You do not have to
5.
do what I've said.
no, I'm definitely. I was gonna put it away anyway.
BBW's yes anding as fuck, man. The yes and robot.
BBW. Wow. You take
Oh,
1
yes, and
damage through
doesn't mean that
armor
other
as it
people have to
is
get the thing that Gabe said.
just scratching at the insides of you for a few moments, and then you compress it tightly and it stops moving all entirely.
Yeah, bounce around in this bitch.
I believe this is what they call tenderizing.
BBW is the new chef.
Oh boy, what a great meal that's going to be. Is this it? Wait, is it in the toaster? Because that would be hilarious.
Nah, if I
It's not in
remember
the
rightly,
toaster yet.
BBW's only got compartments for liquids.
He has one
in my
storage
water jug.
compartment, and he also has one like storage compartment for liquids as well. So he has 2.
Okay.
Either way,
Well,
this
Not
I
thing's
really
can't
sure what
wait.
this one went though.
dead.
I hope this thing doesn't reproduce by budding.
And Lucy runs up the ramp of the ship, and you hear the shields re-envelop the ship, and the ship kick back on. She's waving at you from the windshield.
Yeah, I'm coming. Do we need to blow up the other ship? Do you guys think we need to blow up the other ship too?
There's a lot of ships. You guys are on like
Yeah, but
a ship.
the other big one.
Rampage?
You guys have not even come close to either big ship, I'll say.
Oh,
This
do we
is
need to blow
just
up the big ship?
a larger ship than you are, you fly through space in, but
Because I feel really scared if there's more. Like, if this is why every ship is dead.
you're at the first, I'll say, you're at like maybe the
Uh-oh.
third ship in a graveyard of ships.
Yeah, these are the ships on the outside. Like, these are the ships that were hit last, so they would have the least amount of creatures.
No. According
sucks.
according to Hayat Cola's spout lore, all the creatures will be this size.
I've never trusted Hyatt Cola a day in my life.
And I trust Slippy implicitly, so.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, you folks shore up
Cola,
back
do we
on the
need to
ship.
blow up all of the ships?
What's
No.
the plan
gonna leave
here?
him?
You folks are back on the ship. Except Carl, who's floating pretty fast through space.
First, let's get headed towards Carl, everybody. But also,
This is nothing
isn't
like
this your whole
swimming.
deal, Cola? Isn't this your whole thing?
I mean, didn't we just spend 6 episodes discovering how my whole deal was really bigoted?
Well, but it's for our guy. Our guy is cool.
I think that we just leave and we mark this spot in space as just like a don't come here. You don't like
We have a place for creation not to move to.
We warned you, don't come near here. This is a bad spot.
Can we leave at least a? I was about to say a distress beacon, but not that. The opposite of that. A stress.
A fuck off beacon.
A stress beacon.
Hey, does anybody know where I put the stress beacon?
That's funny as fuck.
That's so
Because
good.
I need it right now. I need the stress beacon.
I mean, yeah, you guys can mark things on your wider
sort of universal map. Your ship will log where you've been and where you go, so you can put a little marking here of the ship graveyard. You know currently that there are probably a lot of other pretty good rare tech here, and based on what you've
Just
found
wear
and seen
space
on your
lamp, please, whatever
radars,
they are.
I mean that could range from ship-size pieces to more of the small pieces you found already. But first, we must go pick up Carl, and you kick on your engines and begin to pull out. And
Forward.
Lucy says, "You know, I haven't seen that ship in a second." And as you folks pull out of the ship, you're hit with two crisscrossing beams of light. There are two ships in front of you about your size facing you down. And as your eyes adjust to this bright light in your faces, you are seeing two ships. They are sort of piecemeal. One of them has these two wings that are a lot shinier than the ship is. The other has several various shiny boxes around its hull. And these two ships are in front of you, and your communication line is hailed.
Slippy immediately puts the communicator into Lucy's face, and he puts his hand over the push to talk. He doesn't press it yet, and he quickly says to Lucy, "Lucy, tell them your name and age, and tell them that you're very afraid of space." And then I press my button on the thing. So
And
Lucy,
you press the button,
away.
and immediately Lucy jumps into action. She says, hello? Hello, I need help. My name is Lucy, and I'm stuck out here, and I feel very
And
alone.
Slippy's mouthing, "And how old are you? And how old are you?"
And I'm 6. And you hear
Slippy takes his hand off and gives 2 big thumbs ups to Lucy.
You hear a, "Well, little lady, we can certainly help you out. Why don't you just sit tight right there, and we'll send some friends on over. We'll get you back to Mom and Dad post haste." And the
And then
ship with
Slippy
the
says to
silvered wings
Lucy,
begins to move in towards your docking door.
okay, sweet, they're gonna dock with us. Slippy looks at Cola, and Slippy goes and stands by the door, and he pulls out his big gun.
Cola looks at what Slippy has done and like puts both of his arms like at his hips, and then gets them both out as he
draws his fist.
So you guys are at the door to the captain's quarters.
Slippy does say, "I think we should take their ship because their ship probably has better guns on it."
Wait,
should,
but
yeah,
you guys are hiding at the on either side of the door to your captain's quarters of your ship.
No, on either side
We're
of
going where
docking.
yeah, where the docking door. That's where we're headed.
Okay. As you run out of the room, Lucy gives you a thumbs up.
Them there were most effective.
And we're gonna say, "Hey, BBW, watch out for Lucy and don't let anybody else in this room other than us. You can let us back in."
Oh,
If someone else tries to get in this room, tell them you've got a self-destruct button.
She comes back over the comms. I'm just gonna keep saying this conversation because BBW's right here, so everyone knows. The comm button's pressed down. Even Carl knows, but Carl is.
Technically, Carl knows, and neither of us know because we don't have our communicators.
That's fair.
So it's
Okay.
just Carl and BBW that know.
Well, never mind. You guys don't know. She comes on the communicator, and she says, "Is there anyone on the ship with you there, little lady?" No, I snuck onto a ship and it detached from the station and all of a sudden I ended up here and I'm very scared and the ship is almost out of fuel. I found these ships here and I was able to find a little bit of fuel, but I'm lost out here. And she says, "Well, don't you worry. We'll get you back home safe. Just some of my friends are gonna come down there in your docking bay. We're gonna dock with your ship. If you wouldn't mind opening those doors for us, this'll be real quick. We'll get you right home to Mom and Pa so fast." Lucy says, "I'd love that. You just let me know when." She presses, I guess, whenever she's told, she presses the button, and you two down in the docking bay. The doors begin sliding open and you hear the telltale sound of 2 docking transfer bays connect and you start to hear footsteps coming down the newly created hallway.
I think that's when we need to go because they're gonna shut that door behind them. So I think we need to rush them.
Oh, you think we need to do the fight in the docking bay?
Yeah, because they're gonna shut the door behind them, and then we won't be able to get in there.
Just like real quick, open the door and just like get.
Yeah, like as soon as we hear the other ship's door open and that chamber pressurize, I think we fly our door open, we press that emergency exit button or whatever the fuck is over here, and then we just like bum rush them.
All right,
That's our conversation that we have on the way to the.
all done via eye contact while we do.
Slippy and Cola have developed a deep connection. Maybe it's the pantsless situation, but no, we can say a lot just by glances now.
We've seen each other hang enough dong to know exactly what each other means.
Oh, I've seen that dong position before. I know what that means.
20% flaccid
All right.
means go
His
go
dong is in
go.
combat.
Arl is trying to swim back towards the ship uselessly.
To Carl.
It's not water.
Carl, you're about.
I wish I went back to my water planet.
You're moving pretty fast. You're about halfway from this ship towards
Man,
the other ship
so
that you
far.
will eventually collide with. I think you know that that's gonna hurt, but if you're, not knocked out by that, you might be able to do something with that and not be floating through
started
the
new life.
endless expanse of space.
Tentacles crossed.
Yep. Okay, Hyatt, Slippy, you pop around the edge. There are 3 tall, green and purple skinned aliens coming down the newly created door. They are in piecemeal space leathers and they hold all sort. One of them, the first one in the line, holds a nasty metal blade of some kind, and the other 2 are sporting easily crafted together rifles. And you 2
I'm not surprised. I shoot the rifle guy.
Yeah, I'll take the one with the blade. I also before we kick off, I'm gonna use my inquisitive eyes since I just met them, and I'd like to know how are they most vulnerable?
Gun damage.
Hey, now don't give him an easy answer.
Well, right now that's easy. They are most vulnerable because if you shoot the connector, they are not in suits, right? Because their ship is properly pressurized and your ship is properly pressurized. You're at the door. If you know they're vulnerable, if you disconnect this connection right now and shut your door, they should just die. You won't have that connection.
Is it their docking hallway? Like, is it extending out of their ship to our ship?
Yes. Yeah.
I should probably shoot a hole in that. We'll keep that in the back of our
But that
pocket.
is how they're most
honestly.
vulnerable. I mean,
always wanted to
same
be a-
question. How are you? What is it? How are you most vulnerable? Was that the one you asked?
That is what I asked.
Yep.
You're gonna ask me that?
Yeah. Their eyes are looking out for the same thing, I would imagine, in this moment.
I'm not super vulnerable to gun damage, and I'm not super vulnerable to the horrors of space.
What about the horrifying loss of your friend Slippy?
I'll tell you about the fucking horrors of space, you son of a bitch.
I'm still like in sort of the aftermath of our previous sessions. I'm sort of in a raw emotional state.
If Slippy died, I don't know how I'd feel.
I'm feeling pretty emotionally vulnerable.
Emotionally vulnerable. Hey, that guy looks like a big dumb idiot.
Feelings.
Sure. You seem emotionally raw.
Yeah. I think if they were able to do something with that, like if they were able to sort of play on that, I'd have to respond.
I'm gonna give the 2 of you first action because
Darker.
Slippy isn't surprised, and you guys have good mental connection.
This is about as premeditated as it gets.
Yep, hack
They're
and
running
slash.
down the hallway at you.
Nice. That's 2 10s from both of us.
Whoa.
Yeah. So there's 2 in the back with guns and 1 in the front with a nasty steel weapon of some steel plate of some kind.
I only did 2 to the first gun one.
Sure.
I did do this while we were waiting. The glove of my spacesuit is smeared with my friendly poison.
The glove of your spacesuit. Okay.
I did 7 fist damage.
Oh yeah. guy. You
Hyatt
disintegrate.
meets the first head on with a fist, just punching the ever-living daylights out of him as he is slightly stunned by this strike. A bullet whizzes over the shoulders and into the chest of one behind, and that person is reeling from this shot as a rifle is lowered from their partner, and a bullet is fired over the shoulders and returned at Slippy. What do you do, Slippy? And in fact, actually, at the same time, I mean, both of you have an attack coming in, right? Because Cola, you've just gotten into basically melee range with this dude. You've attacked him, and he's swiping back at you.
With a +10 or with a 10 plus, I avoid their attack.
Oh, great! So you just do that. You do that with your attack. Great.
Yeah. There's an extra option in hack and slash where if you get a 10, you can add another d6 to your damage if you want to get hit by their attack. I think for the opening salvo, I'm gonna hold off on that because it's my second attack that does the shit.
Sure.
I think can Slippy eat the shot and just be next to the I'm gonna eat the shot on my energy shield and hope for the best, and I'm just gonna get up on the other guy with the rifle. Just get up right next to him.
Yeah, I'll allow for that. You just take the shot, and I'll allow you to boost yourself off the wall, like basically at the dude that just shot at you.
Great, and I'm gonna pistol whip him.
So you're gonna take 4 points of damage.
Great, I'm fine. For
and you're right up on the dude, and you pistol whip him. It sounds like hack and slash to me.
More of a whack and bash.
I rolled a 1 and a 1.
I was even going to give
For
you
a
a +1 because of your
Oh,
valiant
4, nice.
ascent, but yeah, you try to pistol whip, and I mean they seem ready to fucking skirmish. Drops the rifle immediately and sort of tackles you in kicking off the wall towards their friend, and now their arms are wrapped around you, and you are in between two of them.
And then I touch him with my poison hand, the friendly poison.
Is there a roll? I don't think that there's a roll for that.
They become friendly until I give them a reason not to be, I believe.
Okay.
This is my new friend. He's giving me a nice hug here on the ground.
What's going on? You're still being hugged.
Thank you so much. I've been needing this hug for a while.
Yeah, man.
Off again, ex-girlfriend.
I've been missing the caress of another human ever since I last saw my on again, off again girlfriend Carissa.
Well,
I hope she's doing well.
Well, I'm here for you, friend, and you feel a slightly tighter but more warm embrace.
Thank you so much.
And you hear their ally say, "And what are you doing over there? Let go of him. We're trying to kill these guys. Now hug them."
What happened to the dude that I punched? Is he out?
The dude that you punched, you dodged their swipe back, but they're gonna return for yet another swipe. That fight is definitely not over.
Well, good, because I want to punch them again.
Yeah.
14 for punches, and this time I will open myself up to their attack for that extra d6 of damage.
Their deceased attack.
So that is a d8 plus 2d6 plus a d4 plus 1.
Hey guys, I made this great person paste.
So
you want to check it out?
That's 21 points of fist damage.
There's
Adam relax. Adam, you killed him. He's dead.
No, I mean that's one punch too. One punch man over here. Yeah, literally, there isn't anything that really survives a 21 hit punch.
Yeah, his ankles are on the floor.
There
And they
is
flop
a
over.
discharge of electricity that runs up out of Hyatt's elbow and up his arm as he contacts with this bandit the second time, and this bandit. That's the same time as the blade is hitting Hyatt's arm for 3 damage, so 0. Hyatt just withstands that as he strikes upward and uppercuts this alien into oblivion along the wall and the sides of the hallway.
Slippy,
all his friends.
Slippy looks at, now covered in blood, Slippy looks at his new friend, the alien bandit, and he says, "Buddy, we gotta get out of here. We gotta get back to the ship.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but we gotta get out of here.
We gotta get back to your ship. Let's go."
It pushes off of you and kicks off the wall and it starts floating back towards his ship.
I'm going with him.
I'm gonna handle this third.
After that, he aims his rifle at Cola, and he's like, "You deal with him. Whatever you're doing, I'm gonna deal with this guy." This person is gonna fire off 2 shots at you, Cola. You're about, I don't know, 10 feet away from it.
That's nothing. 0 G's. Bring it. You shoot me, I'll punch you.
Are you making a hack and slash?
I am.
All right, let me see that.
13.
Are you avoiding
Conk.
damage?
No.
Okay.
No, we're gonna go for the extra D6 here.
All right, you take a. On your way in, you just kick off the wall and angle yourself directly at this person. You take the 2 shots, the first one dealing 2 damage and the second one dealing 5 damage.
Okay, so I take 2 damage and I deal 16.
Yeah, I think again,
in the shoulder.
you just take those shots flying right up to this person, you take their head and you smash it into the wall and it just sort of bursts through the suit.
You start doing a spin because they shoot you in the shoulder, and then it starts to helix you, and that just gives you more power.
I shove their head through the side of the box.
And then they get sucked out. What a good image.
Just put their head into space.
Yeah, and
You
then their
just
body
hang
is
out.
stuck here, pulls them through the
I need
insides
some
out of the ship
space.
like a
You
fucking
look like
violent
you need
criminal.
Space.
Okay,
Okay,
so
then
now
I'll
the
do
3
this
of you, by 3 of you, I mean Hyatt, Slippy, and your new friend are in this ship, and they're like, I don't know what's going on. Who are those people?
Pirates.
Oh God, what do we do about pirates?
There's only one thing to do about pirates.
Uh-huh.
To Slippy. All right, man. We gotta tell the captain. Where's the cockpit? I'm kind of lost in this ship. It's
Oh
been a
yeah,
minute
right
since I've
this
been
way, and they run you through the ship. It's I mean it's about as big as yours, so it only takes you about 15-20 seconds to reach the cockpit.
As soon as we get into the I'm gonna try, and as soon as he presses the button to open the door to the cockpit or whatever the fuck, I'm just gonna push him and then go into the cockpit and then close the door behind me.
Oh, you're gonna lock him out with me?
That guy. I mean, you're not in there. Are you in their ship?
I mean, I've just taken
He's
care
not
of
too
Duke
far
and
behind
Queens,
you
so yeah.
guys.
Yeah, that's fine. He can be outside the cockpit.
Okay.
What are you gonna do? Deal 16 damage to him?
It won't make him friendly to me. All right. What are you gonna do?
I shoot the captain.
There is no one else in this ship. There's no one else in this bay.
Oh, sweet! I get at the driver's seat. Is there a? I quickly look over the dash. I'm gonna do a.
Sure.
Is that about lore about ships? I'm trying to find the eject button.
Discern
What? Is
realities.
there an eject button here in the cockpit?
Discern realities, I feel like, is your because it could give you more as well.
5.
Well,
Oh no, I'm not in the cockpit. This is the broom closet.
what are you looking for when you mean
this button?
what are you looking for when you mean eject button?
Is it? Are you trying to undock from
Is there-
from our ship, or are you trying?
Not necessarily. I'm more looking for a way for me to leave the ship after disabling it. You know what? I don't get anything from. Obviously not going to get anything from the Discern Realities roll. So I think what happens, Slippy gets into the cockpit. He sits down. He takes a deep breath. He looks over all of the instruments. None of the instruments make any sense. He doesn't like that. Slippy sighs and he stands up and he walks over to the door and he opens the door and he looks solemnly at his new friend, the space pirate. He looks at him in the eyes and he says, I'm so sorry. And Slippy starts shooting the cockpit controls. This is it. I have 3 more shots loaded into my gun. I'm just going to shoot all 3 of them into the cockpit controls.
Why would you? Hey, what are you doing on our ship? And they pull out a plasma blade from their
And then I
waist
run
belt.
away.
I mean, you're in the cockpit and they're in the doorway. They're gonna try to attack you post haste. Give me a defy
Makes
danger
sense.
if you're just trying to run away.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that.
No, sure.
And I get a +1 because I'm trying to escape a sticky situation. Away I go! Woo! Help me, Cola, help me!
I'm just sort of imagining you pinballing yourself just off all around the cockpit as he's trying to shoot you.
Whoa!
Just more shots into the console.
Wait, what did you roll?
14.
14. Yeah.
14.
I mean, they pulled out a plasma blade to slice at you, but you
Oh,
duck
yeah, I
under
know.
and out and
Stabbing
into the
is possible
hallway.
now.
And Cola is running right around the corner, and you bump into Cola, but Cola moves around to the other side of you. Yeah, Cola's in front. There is a guy over by the door. He has a plasma blade drawn. There is sparking coming from behind him, and all of the machinery behind. BBW, back in the control command bay of your ship. The voice comes back on the comms, and she says, Now, little girl. I think you've been keeping something from me. She says, yeah, you'll never take us alive, and cuts off the communication. And she's like, BBW, get to the guns.
Maybe doesn't know where the guns are.
And she says, it's right over there. And she points to
Underwear?
a station with a bunch of cobwebs on it.
This seems safe. No threat detected.
And you
Maybe
see
he's gonna-
through the
he's gonna
windshield
go
of the
man those
ship
guys.
the weapons of the enemy ship starting to power up.
Oh.
Uh,
Are you gonna man a gun too, Lucy? You seem pretty
I think
good
I'm gonna take the wheel. That's the best I got. Unless you want the wheel.
Oh, you know,
We could let you
I'll
drive
take-
all of us. I think that could be good.
I think I would enjoy driving things. Why don't you
fuck
go
yeah,
over
let's
that
switch. You take the wheel. All right, BBW, you take the wheel. Lucy jumps in the gun. She charges up the gun, and you guys feel your ship begin to disconnect from the boarding ramp. What do you two do?
Yeah, I don't have a communicator. Do you have a communicator?
No, Lucy has my communicator.
Oh my god.
And we blew yours up with a bomb.
we sure did.
And I shot the communicator in the cockpit. Oh
Um,
no.
Well, just sprint for it, I guess.
I'm gonna run.
I've got more immediate problems. The dude with the plasma knife, is he in the cockpit or no?
I mean, he's at the door to the cockpit.
Can I roll Defy Danger Strength to shove him in there?
Yeah. Are you trying to shove him in there and close it?
Yeah, I want my plan. I just rolled a 10. I'm gonna shove him in there. I'm gonna punch the door lock, and then I'm gonna bounce.
Okay, I think
And he's
that,
just
I mean,
gonna
with
be
a
surrounded by
10,
broken
I think that you do that just fine. You shove him in there, slam it shut, and punch the door lock, and you hear a fizzle, and then you hear a banging on the other side of the door, and the two of you begin jetting out the ship. Lucy's like, should we be pulling away yet, BBW? Are we sure they're on the ship?
I don't know. Maybe one of us should go check.
Yeah,
He's gonna
I'll
check
get
the
I'll get right on
communicators.
that. You stay on the wheel. And Lucy kicks open the door and begins running down the thing. You guys get back to the bay. It's stretched as far as it can go. By the time Lucy sees you at the other end of the tunnel, and she comes up on the walkie-talkie, BBW, and she says, "No, not yet. They're coming down the tunnel now." And right as you guys get to the door, she slams the button, and the door shuts. And she's like, "Now!" And she says that just as the other ship begins opening fire on your ship. 2 attacks come in, one from each of her wings, and blasts your ship twice, and all of you feel this rocking in your ship. BBW, you're on the pilot seat. What do you do?
BBW probably saw this in a YouTube video once. He's gonna pull forward on these controls and hope for the best.
What is
Evasive maneuvers.
evasive maneuvers? Okay.
He's hoping it's gonna pull us out of the way somehow.
Give me a Defy Danger, either intelligence or wisdom, because you said you saw it in a video once.
I say I got 12. I use intelligence.
God damn. BBW jolts the controls forward and twists them to the side, and the ship takes off at incredible speeds, and the two of you with Lucy in the back are pushed up against the door. Like, just as you close it, then an extreme force kicks you back and into the wall as the ship is driven forward, and BBW, you twist it at the last second, and the ship twists and spins over the other ship. You guys took a few of those shots, but your ship's energy shield just goes down. Your ship didn't take any damage. Your shields took the full force of those shots, and you jet over the course of the top of them. BBW is alone in the pilot's bay. BBW, where do you go? In front of you is a graveyard of ships. What's your first thought with where to head or what to do?
Well, thinking of how he wants to now avoid not only the ship going back, but also the things that were facing us before on one of those ships. I think he wants to try to go up and try to go over it.
Over the graveyard. Okay. BBW cuts up and begins traveling in a direction in order to get above the graveyard to look over the top of it. The ship cuts up behind. You guys have full run of the ship again. You run up and into the cockpit as BBW cuts up. You feel a little jolt, but you station yourselves again. Who gets on? Let's see. We have, radar and guns, and Lucy is just kind of extra hands to do whatever on the ship. Cola
Seems
and
like Lucy is handling the pilot
no, that's
seat pretty
BBW.
well. Oh, okay. BBW is handling that.
You can
Lucy
have the seat,
is
Brad.
good on comms. I guess then Cola will take guns.
All right. And that puts Slippy on radars. You hear Carl, you hear over your comms, Lucy says, we're going to get back to you soon. I promise. We're not going to leave you out there to die. We'll find you. But we're just going to deal with this ship real quick, I think. And
I know I said that we should do this to Cookie, but I was joking.
this is terrible if you're actually alive. Carl, you can see over and off, like pretty deep into space, these two ships cut up and kind of away from you, frighteningly enough. Cola, you're on guns. The ship is behind you. These plasma bolts are coming from it and around your ship. Give me a volley roll.
That's a 7.
Several of your shots connect with the ship. They don't seem to be doing much damage as one of their shots connects with your ship and rocks the hull. Your shots are connecting, but they don't seem to be doing too terribly much damage.
They must have shields.
Is Lawrence nearby?
Yeah. What's up?
I just want him to give me a defy danger wisdom on the radars, but if he wants to ask questions too, he can do discern realities. He has the best seat for gaining those questions, so.
7.
On which?
I'd rather just find danger.
I think on that with the radar, you're able to keep track of them, but not gain too much other information. They are just zooming behind you, trying to catch up. BBW, you've gotten the ship above this graveyard, but the other ship is still chasing you. What's your plan as pilot?
We're gonna have to keep running. And then BBW is trying to think not to go too far away from Carl. So he's gonna try taking a loop. But first the loop goes down, so he's gonna head down.
Oh, okay. Now we're starting invasive maneuvers. Give me defy danger dexterity, but give me +1 to that. To whatever you would roll naturally because of your ship.
That is 12 total.
12 total. You cut down and back into this graveyard of ships and cut to the side, beginning to use the ships as cover for this other ship behind you. After your first evasive maneuver into the beginnings of the ship graveyard, Slippy, you see on the radar that they are not too far behind you, but they're not directly behind you. BBW's evasive maneuvers have pulled you close and underneath the hull of a nearby ship, like just a random floating ship, and they have cut right by, and they are beginning to look for you in the slightly ahead of that space in the ship graveyard. What's the next play? Do you wait it out here? Do we cut back, get Carl? Do we attack him from behind?
This isn't the ship with the wings. This is the ship with the blocks.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
We're not a particularly dexterous ship.
I'll say the things that you guys have upgraded are scanners and speed. You guys are fast.
I think we have to go get Carl, and then we have to try to outrun him. We took out the one with the wings, so maybe that will help.
Maybe we can, as a ship, defy danger dexterity to try and sneak our way over to where Carl is and pick him up.
Okay.
Yeah. BBW, give me that defy danger dexterity and give me that +1 because of your ship speed.
That's another 12, actually.
Yeah. BBW watches the ship go out of sight and around another hull, looking for you now much more slowly, like much more scanning their environment rather than speed chasing. But that's just enough for you to dip back and around this hull and over towards the area where you saw Carl flying to. Using the communication is easy, but Carl, I'm going to need you to give me defy danger constitution as you are going to be hitting this other ship.
That is 7 plus 0, so that's just 7.
5 points of blunt force damage as you slam into the ship. What's your, in sort of bullet time, what's your thought when you hit this ship? Is it look for something to hold on to? Is it direct myself in the right way? Is it...
I think it's try to, like, spread out, lessen the blow as much, you know, more surface area kind of thing. And also that way my tentacles are spread out and I can grab onto anything that comes within reach. And I'm hoping that by being that spread out, I will get less stunned overall and be cognizant enough to grab whatever I can.
Yeah, sure. Give me a secondary defy danger dexterity, that feels like.
So 9 plus 3, so 12.
Yeah, you're with the way that you spread out and the angle that you hit the ship, you're speeding through space is slowed down and your trajectory has changed to be along the side of the ship. And as you come up to a particular antenna jutting out from the side of the ship, you wrap your tentacle around it and sort of anchor yourself to that antenna and pull yourself in. Yep, now you're floating out here. And you contact...
At least I'm not flying.
You contact
Gripping it with all 8 arms.
and within a few moments, the ship comes into view and floats alongside of you, and the docking bay opens, and you're able to kick off the ship and into the bay. And that closes behind you, and you breathe a deep sigh of relief, safe from space horror. And yeah, you folks are sitting here in the shadow of another large ship similar to the one that you guys were on. More holes lie in this ship. It is definitely sort of a sleeping giant floating through space. Your scanners don't read much. The technology filter that Slippy throws on just to scan the nearby rim don't read much in the nearest space, but a little bit ways in, there's an even larger ship with several blips of technology upon it. That other ship, though, you get one more little blip of it on your radar, still searching in that general area before it cuts out entirely from your radar again. I think putting all of that together, you know that one of those boxes might be some form of stealth. But yeah, you folks float here in space on the edge of this ship graveyard. Real quick, did we get a treasure this time? No. Did we
No.
overcome a notable enemy?
Well, we blew up the ship that
I
had
think
the
so.
little lampreys in it.
I dealt
I overcame
21 points of
space.
damage in one turn.
Yeah, but that guy didn't feel like a notable enemy. But it was a notable attack.
I became pretty notable.
The attack was notable for sure. I mean, I'll give it to you guys overall because I like the way you dealt with all of those situations. Did we get a treasure notable? Did we discover something new about the universe? New or important? No.
Definitely not.
Any alignment?
Uh,
Could have guessed that.
No.
Nope.
And
no, we did. Really, we just escaped a ship. That's
Yeah.
kind
I
of
took on pretty fucking weak foes.
Yeah. Any bonds? Hyatt and Slippy feel like they have
Yes.
a bond of. Oh, you got one, Carl. What bond you get?
I have a bond that says Cola Anarchism Arc because Carl's been really here for anyone
All
being
time.
anarchism, and he just fucking threw a grenade that threw me into space, and that's pretty lawless.
That was anarchy at its
So-
best. I'll agree.
Absolutely.
talent.
Okay. Well, yeah. Take that experience. Update us on where that goes. Did Cola or Slippy have a bond from this at all?
I don't think I did. I'll have to double check my character sheet.
Cola, what are your bonds?
Any bonds for you, BBW, while he's looking that up?
Not yet, unfortunately. But I did update my first one.
Okay, cool. What is that bond now?
Is concerning different things about food. I wonder what things can go into a birthday cake that aren't the usual ingredients.
Fuck.
I want to find at least 3.
You guys are gonna get the worst food ever.
It's gonna be the best cake ever.
Yes. Make
All
us
right.
miss Cookie more.
Cola, what's your bond? Or did you get any
I don't
bonds?
have one.
Okay.
I need to write one for Slippy.
All right. That makes sense. This feels like one where you guys could have produced a bond. Cool. All right. Good session. We'll figure out where we want to go next time, either further into the ship's graveyard with the known dangers or just beyond into the planet.
Sounds good.
Fuck yeah.
Awesome.
Dungeons, Drive-Ins, and Dice Delta Dawn is DM'd by myself, M. Williams. Players this season are Lily Ayers playing Carl the Octopus, Lawrence Jennings playing Tombleson S. Slippy, Dante Quiles playing BBW, and Gabe Stringer playing Hyatt Cola. We now have an Instagram where we are uploading our backlog of clips, so make sure you follow us over there at DD80POD. That's DDadPod, DD80POD. And over on Twitter/X at DDadPodcast, DD80 Podcast. Next episode will be live September 28th, so we'll talk to you then, folks.
Carl gets no say because Carl is floating through the endless expanse of space in what I'll say is one
Carl
of
is
my
a
biggest
mercy.
nightmares.
Yeah, would be very terrifying. Like, it would be one of my biggest nightmares if it was something that was like even a little bit possible to happen to me, you know?
Sure.
Like the fact that it would take so much effort to get me into space makes me not worry about it at all. But like, if that was ever a possibility, I couldn't imagine something much scarier than that.
There is, like, I would agree that this doesn't quite make my hands clammy. There's like a few situations like people trapped in caves. When I actually see that on any sort of film, my hands get clammy because I
The Descent is a scary fucking movie.
horrid.
You like
The survival
127
is very
hours?
deep in the lizard brain.
127 hours. Is that the one where they're trapped with the limbs?
The Rock.
Chop his arm off.
That's just like where my brain always goes with those survival movies
Yeah.
because I've never liked any of them.
I just don't know that I would be
much.
stuck
I don't- I've
127
never seen
hours
a lot.
before I like took my limb off.
Fair. I mean,
I would panic faster. You know what I mean?
I need to have the energy to be
I
able
think
to
I
cut my
might.
limb off.
I think I would die before I cut my lip.
I get one
Honestly.
swift chop and I'm out.
definitely in that.
I don't think I would have
I'm
the
definitely in
mental
the
capacity.
death before dismemberment.
Yeah, I would be out so fucking fast.
Man, people already think that 127 hours guy is badass. Wait until I do it. I'm gonna cough both my
4
arms.
hours and I have no arm.
4 hours.
Let's go.
The movie is like 20
guys, I
minutes long.
survived,
Fuck
though.
you.
I survived though.
The budget on this thing was minimal.
All 4 hours of me cutting my 2 arms off.